What's up, you guys? It's Perry the Entertainer back again for another video, and in this video we're going to be talking about what happened on last night's episode of Monday Night Raw. I want to keep asking you guys to hit that subscribe button up there, down there, up there. It depends where you're watching it. Uh, Down there usually. You guys help me get to 500 subscribers. We're halfway to 1,000. Maybe we can hit there by the end of the year. Maybe, I don't know. It took us almost 6-7 months to hit 500 when all I needed was 10, but that's beside the point. I also took a lot of hiatuses between that time as well. So follow me on Twitter and everything. I got the network. I got everything all settled up or set up for the WWE network, so I can watch main event tonight. So it's going to be looking pretty cool. But other than that, let's get down to business. Like I said in my last week's video, if it's not mentioned in this video, it means it was very irrelevant. So we're just going to give you guys what you need to know coming out of Monday Night Raw last night. First off, we came out with Daniel Bryan, the announcement that Daniel Bryan will not be able to defend the World Heavyweight Championship at Money in the Bank. So therefore, instead of having the Money in the Bank ladder match for a future shot at the title, it's going to be for the title itself. And of course, there's going to be a lot of backfire towards that. Of course, WWE is going to be putting a lot of emphasis on this match. And if there just so happens to be a second Money in the Bank ladder match for a future shot at the title, they're not going to have a whole lot of stars to put in that match. Of course, we got Cesaro, we got Randy Orton, we got Sheamus, and we got Alberto Del Rio already qualified for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship ladder match now. So if WWE is thinking about giving a future guy a shot at the title, a lot of their future stars are already in this world title match. So basically, you're not going to have a whole lot of star power if you do have a second one. I mean, of course, you got guys like Bray Wyatt. You got guys like John Cena, who can still hold the house down while Daniel Bryan is out. Of course, that's completely and utter. I can understand that, but putting the belt on Cena again. Maybe, I don't know. That definitely is pushing it because I believe this will be John Cena's 15th. And I don't want him even coming close to Ric Flair's. I know it's 16, but unofficial, I think it's like 23, actually. You didn't count the U.S. titles that he held. But, yeah, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this whole thing with Daniel Bryan, the whole thing about this. Do you guys think Kane's going to be inserted? Because Kane was promised a World Heavyweight Championship match by Stephanie McMahon. So do you think that Kane is somehow going to be inserted in the match? Maybe John Cena is going to be inserted in the match. Or do you guys think there's just going to be... You guys think there's going to be one Money in the Bank ladder match? Or is there going to be one for the title and then one for a future shot at the title? I think that would be cooler, kind of keep fans on their toes a little bit more. Because obviously, we all knew when Randy Orton was going to cash in last year. And look where Damian Sandow is now. So, yeah, that's that. Let me know what you guys have to say about that part. And let's move on. The Shield played a huge role in last night's Raw. It was announced that they were going to be in a 2-on-3 handicap match with the Wyatt family. Unless the Shield can somehow find a partner. And Triple H obviously played up the whole thing about, them beating up guys in huge handicap matches beforehand, So, so now they have to actually find an opponent, or not an opponent, they have to find a partner to help them against a much larger force in the Wyatt family. And of course, we ended up finding out, no brains whatsoever. We all knew that was going to be John Cena, and John Cena ended up making the save while Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns were cutting a promo on Seth Rollins, who obviously turned last week, and we'll get to him in just a second. He also broke his silence last night. We'll talk about him in just a few minutes here. They took out 3MB, and then after that, Dean Ambrose cut in a beautiful promo. Roman Reigns kind of saying the same things that Dean Ambrose said, but in a much more intimidating fashion. And then we obviously had Seth Rollins watching from backstage. I don't know what WWE is actually trying to do with the Shield. I think right now they want to put a little bit more emphasis on the world title because I said on Twitter, you can't go a certain amount of time without a world champion because it just, you don't have a best. You have people who are there because Daniel Bryan is out. For example, we got the Shield, we got the Wyatts, we got John Cena, we got Kane, we got the Triple H and all them, we got Evolution, Randy Orton, we had Batista until Batista walked out on us last week. You have so many, big guys kind of occupying this one spot that Daniel Bryan did, keep under wraps. But now that Daniel Bryan's going to be out for X amount of weeks, you actually have to put more emphasis into building a larger main event card. So that's probably why I understand they're giving John Cena and Bray Wyatt the floor until everything is kind of up, and until everything is kind of confirmed. You know what I mean? So I can understand what they're doing here. I do want a third member of the Shield being Sami Zayn, but we all know where that's probably going to end up going anyway. I have some odd feeling that Seth Rollins is just a decoy, so that they can actually get into the into the Evolution and kill him from the inside, kind of like how Cena did Nexus. But hope to God that's not what actually happens. Seth Rollins ended up going out there and basically saying, that the Shield was his creation. This is, of course, a completely different segment. He went out there and definitely he said that, the Shield was his creation and the architect, and he's the architect and everything, and he deserves to be able to kill his own creation if he wanted to. And it was just beautifully cut. I think that this heel Seth Rollins can definitely work. And I think I'm putting all the money in the bank, no pun intended that that's pay-per-views coming up, but I'm putting all of my money, I'm putting all of my sight on the future of Seth Rollins, because I hope to God that it's bright. I don't want to see him fail. I don't want to see him dwell back into the Shield and back, with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins, or Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns, and this whole thing was just a way to get into Evolution's head. I hope to God that's not where it's heading. I hope that this can lead Seth Rollins on to much bigger and better things after this feud. Hell, maybe even give him a world title match somehow. Maybe let him walk around with the United States Championship a little bit, put some more emphasis back on that title, and maybe, I think definitely this Seth Rollins can succeed in WWE. It just depends on how they use him well. And it looks like they're going to be setting up Dean Ambrose versus Seth Rollins at Money in the Bank, and that's fine with me. That's fine with me. But I hope that WWE can spread out the build a little bit more, because this, Triple H kind of playing two major roles in two major storylines, of course being the Daniel Bryan one and now the Shield one. Triple H is still playing that in-between role that he's still got to be, there with the whole Daniel Bryan situation, and tell you what's going on with Daniel Bryan, what's going to happen with his surgery, what's going on with his condition, and of course he plays a much bigger role in the feud with the Shield. And I think that this big thing can make Seth Rollins into a bigger star, and I hope to God that's where this is heading. But let's not go back into that. Let's go into the main event, which was, of course, the Shield and John Cena versus the Wyatt family. If you were to tell me, and by the way, I don't even know if I should consider Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns just the Shield anymore. I think I might as well just call them Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns. They're not really a Shield. They're not really a faction. They're just a tag team now. But that's completely up in the air. They're obviously going to keep calling them the Shield, so it's whatever. But we had a pretty solid match here. Of course, compared to everything else we got in the night, it was definitely better than anything else we had in the night. We had squash matches with, Rusev and Bo Dallas and all that crap, and we had all that crap going on. And I think it was good to have a match that you can kind of sit and watch. You know what I mean? I know that's not very typical with what WWE has to offer, especially nowadays, but I think that this was a pretty good match to just watch. Of course, we had the whole Shield Wyatts thing earlier on this year, which I know people are going to point out, but I don't know why they're still trying to. I mean, I understand why they're still trying to build up the John Cena Bray Wyatt thing, but here's the thing about the Bray Wyatt situation, and I applaud anybody who's made it this far into the video. And I want you guys to let me know what you guys think about this little caveat thing that I thought about here. Bray Wyatt is in a program with the biggest star in WWE. And we all know this. You can't. I know people are going to say Daniel Bryan, but for all reasons' sake here, let's sit down and say John Cena is the guy in WWE. Where do you go after feuding with the big guy in the company? In fact, anything that you feud, afterwards is going to be looked at as below. For example, you're facing John Cena, the top guy in the company, and if you go into a program with the Usos, I don't care how over they are with the fans, that's still going to be looked at as lower than John Cena because John Cena is placed on such a higher pedestal that anything Bray Wyatt does after this point is going to be looked down upon. It's not going to be looked at as, we're not going to be looking up and praising Bray Wyatt for being the God and Savior that we all thought he was going to be because of losing to John Cena. And I don't really want to say the whole thing about John Cena burying Bray Wyatt, but because I don't think it happened, because Bray Wyatt's got that ability that he can say that he's, better than John Cena and all, and we'll all believe him. We'll all sit down and listen to him because he's just that damn good on the mic. He's just that damn good in the ring. He's had 2 Match of the Year candidates with both John Cena and Daniel Bryan. So, I think anything that Bray Wyatt does at this point is going to be looked down upon no matter what because you are feuding with the top guy in the company. So, John Cena burying Bray Wyatt, while you can look at it like that, I don't think it necessarily means that, and I hope that clarifies itself a little bit more. If you guys have any questions on that, let me know in the comments. I'll definitely clarify something if I didn't already. But we had a good match. The Shield and Cena ended up winning anyway with a huge spear by Roman Reigns. What else is new? And John Cena and the babyfaces reign supreme to end Raw. Pretty average Raw. Pretty below average Raw, actually, if you want to ask me. Matches were completely off point besides the main event. I wasn't really even paying attention to the Sheamus Bad News Barrett one because I was watching Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals. Anyway, I think that's about it. If I had to rate this week's Raw, I'd give it probably a 4 out of 10. I hate going Bret Hart there, but I'd give it probably about a 4 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought about Raw down in the comment section below. Hit me up on Twitter at the PTE Show. Join the PTE party. And thanks for the 500 subscribers, you guys. You really don't know how much I love you guys. And I definitely try and do my best to put out the best content out there, no matter how sucky the shows are. But yeah, this is kind of fun. I think we might have to come back to doing weekly Raw reviews. But that's about it for this week, guys. Well, this show, of course. Maybe I might do one for Impact. I don't know yet. Let me know what you guys have to say about Raw down in the comment section below, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Perry the Entertainer signing out. Peace. Now to watch main event.